the thing about H3 and my coverage on H3 so far. I have so much to criticize H3 for. I think him going this full progressive route that he's gone and buying into this, he used to be like funny and edgy and not care, and the fact that he went down this this hyper progressive pipeline, these people eat each other for breakfast. That's what they do. You either buy in with the cult, you either buy in with their cult mentality, or you're out, ski dog, and they will come after you like vicious animals, bro. They will come after you like the most vicious, hungry animals in the world, and that's just how it works, bro. That's what he kind of signed up for. I mean, and when I started seeing him get the backlash, I thought it was really funny. Right, I thought it was funny. Obviously, I was gonna hate on them for their stupidity, like Denims saying like some of the most dumb things about like what's going on in the Middle East by just like basically their main play is take any information that might make my position look bad and omit it, and then only present things that make me look good, which I've always not been a fan of from that community in particular. And when Ethan finally saw it out, I was just like, yes, we have them. Ooh, they're going after each other. It's hilarious. And then they took it too far by going after his kids. And then this wasn't about the Middle East anymore for me. The Middle East is just a side talking point to distract from what the real problem is. And the real problem is harassment, like insane harassment and this kind of like pile on that's been happening to Ethan Klein, to the point that, like, again, they like signal boosted people spreading a completely false information to try to get his kids taken away from him, which is, to me, up there with swatting. It is so bad. It is so bad, so disingenuous, so disgusting. We have some like absolute demon behavior over from these hyper progressive people towards Ethan Klein, to the point that once that happened, I was, wasn't just me thinking it was funny watching people fight anymore, to where I'm 100% on Ethan's side. Because these guys were already cringe, but now they're monsters and cringe. But let's get into his response to Idubbbz. This is like 16 minutes long. I want to see how he destroys Idubbbz and his content mall cop.
A few days ago, my good friend Ian, also known as Idubbbz, released a content cop about me. His video's over an hour long, and it's full of a lot of accusations. We watched the entire video, every frame of it, responded to every accusation on the podcast, and a really long episode. We watched the whole thing, so if you're interested in a more thorough response to everything, I would recommend watching this episode. The video that...
By the way, I watched that. I didn't watch it. I listened to it while I was at work. So long. So many tangents. It's got some good information in it, but dear God, it's like 4 hours, dude. And it's 4 hours of... just basic, like, I streamed the content cop, right? And I was like, oh, I wonder if there's anything that he says that I might have missed. And really, it's just all kind of falls back to the fact that Idubbbz omitted the whole CPS thing. He just didn't talk about it. And almost everything that he utilizes against Ethan revolves around the fact that CPS was called on his kids. It's so much of the clips, so much of the context is around him getting harassed to the point that his kids got CPS, or he got CPS called on his kids, which is disgusting.
I'm making today, however, I don't need an hour for, because there's really just one central point that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time.
Okay, he did one time. It was like a snarky comment toward the end of the hour-long thing. He kind of said, like, they called this, and it was just kind of like a 2-second thing, but he did mention it. I will give Ian that he mentioned it, but he didn't put it in context. He didn't contextualize it to the rest of the thing. It was just kind of an offhanded comment.
In the entire video, he never says CPS. No mention, no explanation, no overview, nothing. Zero mentions of CPS. A few weeks ago, Child Protective Services showed up to our house at 6 a.m. to interrogate us about an anonymous tip they got that our kids were crawling around and eating dog shit at catching diseases. Ian spends the majority of his video characterizing me.
We're gonna do something. I'm gonna do a little bit of research here because I want to be sure that I'm not being disingenuous. Excuse me, sorry, dude. The coke hit me hard. All right, let's
Booking.com.
We're gonna mute this. I'm gonna pull this over here. I think there's a way to look at the transcript, right? Dude, where's the transcript? Where's the transcript?
Site by saying this.
I know you can check out the transcript. Oh, show transcript right here. Is there a way to search the transcript? Hold on. There's got to be a way to search the transcript. How to search YouTube. All right, well, we got right here. Hold on. Now YouTube desktop. Login. Click more below the description. Show transcript. Adjust language. Alternative use. AI. 2 steps. Okay, so Control F. Okay. Control F. CPS. Oh shit. Oh shit, he doesn't mention it. I thought he did once. I thought he did toward the end, dude. Holy shit. I guess he didn't mention it. Let's go. Okay, that's not. Or we're being a child. Okay, yeah, so he does mention Child Protective Services. He does right here.
Denims is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah,
which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll know.
Oh, but he utilizes it to highlight a completely different point, which makes it almost disingenuous that he put it in. He just wanted to put it in for who matters about who follows. Jeez. See, again, he never used it in like a good faith type way, bro. But we'll try one more time here. We'll see here. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, that's not it. 3, 4. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. That's the only time it's mentioned. So Idubbbz doesn't mention. I swear he mentioned it, but I guess I was wrong. I'll take the L there, dude.
Like a raving lunatic who's lashing out at everyone around me with zero provocation.
Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. And I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
What he doesn't say is the majority of these clips he's using are taken from this episode. Now, does he ever show the title of this episode? No, he does not ever show the title of this episode. Snark called Child Protective Services on us. Not only does he not show
Dude, it's so bad. This is why this is one of the worst videos ever, one of the worst takedowns ever made, is because you can look at if you have even a slight bit of a critical boner in your fucking body, if your critical boner is shooting critical juice all over the face of fucking facts and logic, you cannot look at Idubbbz Content Cop and see any of it for any logical reason. There is nothing that makes sense. It's just all fucking I whine, I make points that don't make sense, I omit every fact that could be proven, or that could prove me wrong. It's so bad. This is why this video is only 16 minutes to rebuke everything that Idubbbz said.
title. He doesn't explain why I'm upset, who I'm mad at, why I'm mad at them. Zero context. I am just an anonymous, screaming lunatic.
It's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah. So go.
Also, I want to kind of highlight the fact that he's like, I've enjoyed your content over the years. Like they weren't fucking massive friends. Like, let's go to the Idubbbz channel real quick. Let's go to Idubbbz channel, right? And I know he has videos with Ethan. I misspelled Idubbbz. Let's go to Idubbbz's channel. What the fuck, dude? Oh, I put an S again, dude. My
What do you think someone...
My S and D, bro, are just so fucked up. We're gonna go to oldest. We're gonna go oldest first. Kickstarter crap. See if we can get to something with H3. Let's see. H3. Okay, that didn't work at all. I swear he's got. I mean, I know H3 was in some of his fucking in some of his videos. I just don't know which ones. 9 years ago, unboxing, funny, Yeah, I can't remember it. I know Ethan has it on his H3 Productions channel. I mean, we gotta like put in context how long these guys have been doing shit together, right?
Hey man, I have no...
We gotta put in like, you go to oldest, right? Where is God, he had one that was like 7 years ago, I think. There's one with Idubbbz here somewhere. It's in popular. I know that if I put in popular, it'll show up because that was one of their biggest ones. Right here. 8 years ago, dude. 8 fucking years, bro. They've been... I finally saw colors, bro. They 8 years. Experimented glowing 1,000-degree knife, bro. There's another... They were steady making content together for like almost 10 fucking years, and they've been friends for almost 10 fucking years. But no, it's just a content creator. I like, oh, it's so disingenuous. What a little slimy fucking cum goblin, dude.
yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack.
In this episode, the same day that CPS came to my home, I was understandably irate. This was a provocation that I had not experienced. It went into my real world, was affecting my children and my life in a way.
Yeah, no shit. And any logical person would have seen this point. And this is why Idubbbz didn't put any of this information in his video, because it instantly makes him look like a monster. And on top of that, he used snark for some of his sources in the fucking video. That makes no sense. I said it in my coverage of the Idubbbz content cop, but that's like going... That's like going to a Klan rally and asking what they think about people of color. Obviously, they're going to have bad interpretations of people of color. It's just the logical direction. You go to the place where they hate everything about a group or a person, they are going to say the worst thing about them with little to no evidence behind it, and they will make shit up to make it work. And by the way, I don't think you should go up to white supremacists and ask them what they think, because you're going to get the worst fucking answer, because they're scumbag pieces of shit and they're garbage humans. And that's what I feel like about these snark people and these fucking like Denims and all of them. They're fucking trash bag human beings, and they're fucking flying around dripping their AIDS cum on the entire world, and nothing's happening about it because they're the victims. So let's create a dog pile.
That I found extremely disturbing, and an escalation that I found very unacceptable. Now, why am I mad at Ian for this? Well, let's start here. Denims is someone he's accusing me of in his video of harassing. Let's see what Denims said about my children 3 days before CPS was called.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would...
By the way, the number of different reasons is all... I looked this up on a previous stream before, just because I was curious about this, because I saw Denims do this, and this was a step too far for me. This is where I started going scorched earth. You look up the actual reasons he's suing his ex-housekeeper is suing him. It has nothing to do with any of this. This is all speculation and fucking goalpost moving to the point that it makes no sense. Let me see. How's it's around wrongful termination. Who claims she was fired without proper reasoning. Right here. Boom. Let's go here. Let's see if I can find the actual. There's a way to find the actual reasons here that are broken down in a logical way. We'll pull this up here real quick and we'll find this shit. We'll find this shit, dude, because the minuscule amount of information to should I take us down for a lot of money? Let me find one where it breaks it down. What all against inside? Here we go. Okay, violation of the human or the California Family Rights Act. Disability discrimination in violation of FEA. Retaliation violation of FEHA, failure to provide reasonable accommodations, and failure to engage in the interactive process, failure to take responsible steps to prevent discrimination, retaliation and violation of California paid sick leave law, wrongful termination, violation of public policy, failure to provide meal and rest period, failure to pay overtime, failure to pay state and local minimum wage, failure to pay all wages due. So basically she was fired. What is happening here? And I'm not, she was fired unfairly. According to her side of the lawsuit, she was fired unfairly, and because she was fired unfairly, she lumped in, it looks like she lumped in everything that had to do with it. Now, let's look this up real quick. Let's look this up to see if because this is the closest one I see to anything that is family related, and let's see what this is. Well, let's just look up government code, blah, 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 blah. Let's get rid of that. Let's actually see what this government code is. Okay, makes an unlawful employee practice for to refuse to grant requests by an employee with more than 12 months of service with a former employer. See, this is about the same fucking employment shit. So, what happened, and when I read this, basically, I think COVID happened. That she took like time off for a surgery. And they fired her around COVID, right? They took her time off for surgery. She gets fired. Okay, right here. During her a hernia. She got a hernia, and she went and took surgery, and they fired her, which violates like most of these. And because she didn't have paid time off, because she didn't, they weren't paying her for the right amount, she can lump as many of these in as possible. And I think that I think it's fair. If they fucking broke contract and broke this shit, and were scummy employers, I think it is more than fucking fair for this bitch to show up and get her bag and lump as many things that are tangentially relevant to this lawsuit as possible. But none of these talk about child endangerment. Not a single fucking one. Which makes... Jesus, I swallowed down the wrong pipe, dude. I need to get better at that, dude, with how much swallowing I do on a daily basis, dude. I've been working that corner like a motherfucker. But none of this shit has anything to do with what Bad Empanada is trying to do, because all of these fuckers are bad faith actors, and they refuse to do any fucking minuscule amount of research.
Assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something.
And by the way, just so my audience doesn't get this wrong, I don't know if Ethan's going to talk about this, but these are all clips from her actual, she has her actual moving chat right up here behind my head. But this is pulling all the ones that have to do with CPS. It's not her actual chat isn't just endless CPS things. I originally thought that. I want to make sure that I was genuine about the fact that this is just pulling the ones that have to do with neglect and child. The regular chat, not every single chat's about CPS. But the fact that this dude has no fucking evidence for anything that he is saying, has nothing that actually makes sense to where he would know any of that. He's just pulling shit from here, making up whatever narrative fits his current objective, which is so disgusting. That is not how you report on things.
But They contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week?
I love how she asks, is this true? Doesn't pause and research any of it. This is what a fucking... Dude, she's such a thought. Like, she doesn't, like, she's a thought, bro. She has no critical thinking skills. She doesn't have any ability. She already doesn't like Ethan. So the goal of making sure that the evidence is actually factual in any sense is completely just, it doesn't even bounce around in that empty fucking skull of hers, because she's too busy making sure that her tits are pushed up and she can get her W in the short minute while fucking signal boosting a guy that is making up lies to get CPS called on his kids. This is so disgusting, bro.
Week, I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have Mold Mondays. Now we have Shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very...
We got Dr. Denims here, guys. She doesn't have the ability to do any fucking critical research for herself, but she can tell us all about medical things. The big booby genius over here is... I don't know why I'd ever have to do any research on my own when I could just stare at her tits and just nod and drool.
Very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
By the way, kids catch shit all the time. That's just like a fucking inevitability because they don't have a fucking immune system, which then in turn will make you sick too. Because it's like you get sick, your kid gets sick, you get sick again because it's just a fucking endless process. That's just part of having kids.
No, one day's house is...
I have been sick more times since having a kid than I would like the couple years previous to having a kid. I just seem to get sick way more.
He's covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew,
no wonder this motherfucker's always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about...
Bro, yeah, he has kids. They get you sick all the time. I mean, she's too busy just fucking... She's too busy getting simps to beg over her while she slowly ages into oblivion and doesn't understand that one day she's gonna be too old to have fucking kids and not understand what being a parent ever is.
Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is this happening? How is this happening? Yeah, I mean, I don't even make fun of people's weight. I've never made fun of people's weight.
I have. I'm a fat piece of shit, dude. I need to hit a treadmill. When I look at my penis, I'm like, where'd you go, buddy? I know you're really small, but the gut's not helping.
Fun of people's posture. If you're making an active decision that, like, you don't give a fuck about your health or your posture or...
This is fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. I don't make... let me virtue signal real quick about how I don't make fun of people's weight, but you have fucking goofy... He does have fucking goofy-ass posture. Bro's neck looks like it sticks right out of his fucking chest, dude. I know he's looking down, but he's got some Hunchback of Notre Dame going, bro. Bro's Hunchy McHuncherson. What the fuck?
Your dog shitting all over the house to the point where your kids are getting Giardia?
Oh, fuck. And then she propagates the lie again, bro. And then she came out and said that, like, God, she pretended like this shit. She didn't do this shit, but...
That's the image of someone who is not well. Wait, what? Wait, what, Denims? Wait, what? You guys didn't know about this? Yeah.
Let me propagate the lies from some fucking random dude who I watched a video and never did any of my internal research because I'm all boobs and no brain.
Meth Zempic diet. Oh, God.
Even after CPS was called, Denims attempted to justify it by claiming that it's okay because children can't be traumatized.
I want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him,
create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. Now, yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
If you're wondering who the guy is she's watching, his name is Bad Empanada. And as far as harassment campaigns go, you'd think that Ian, as someone who cares so deeply about it, would be talking about him and not me. Here's a small taste.
I'd like to pay tribute to Ethan Klein and the new Twitch TOS that declares Zionism. Zion is the slur. I'd like to pay tribute to him by playing the first Al-Aqsa video game where you kill Zionist soldiers as a Palestinian resistance fighter. Anyways,
By the way, before we get too far, I do wanna put this up. Just a quick Google, easy Google. 2.5. 2.5 is when you start retaining memories. Very simple fucking research. Like, oh god, she's so fucking retarded. Like, these people like go out of their way to try to find shit that only fits their narrative, and it's disgusting.
Are these soldiers? Are these Israelis? They're just standing there. I mean, is the Israeli army a bunch of Ethan Kleins? Like, they're all on a fucking Ozempic binge. They don't understand what's going on around them. They haven't noticed me. Where do they keep the secretaries? In here? I'm hunting for secretaries right now.
Like, this is the guy they were pulling off of, and he literally in a video game was hunting down Hila Klein. That was his goal. He makes a joke about Ethan and then says, I need to find the secretaries. Like, yeah, it's edgy. I could see how, like, if you were in this drama, it could be minorly funny. But, I mean, this guy's unfucking hinged. He's obviously unhinged to the point that he's, like, making up shit so that people, like, harass him in any way possible. This guy's an absolute scumbag.
Secretary got...
Here's Bad Empanada once again, who posted a story saying, I'm the one who called CPS on Ethan Klein. I want CPS to take his kids away because they are seriously in danger.
Jesus Christ, bro just made my dick invert to my fucking colon.
Pretty bad, wasn't it? Really sucked for you. You were so disappointed. The betrayal of one of your closest long-term friends, huh? Tick-tock, though, Ethan. Tick-tock, because this was just a taste. This was just a small part of what we have organized for you. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse, Mr. Klein. Every day, sit there just waiting in misery, in fear of what we have in store for you. Tick-tock goes the clock.
Maybe if he stops harassing other creators.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor.
Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace.
The house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit.
And I feel like I am speaking up for
By the way, you can scroll on Bad Empanada's Twitter for like less than an hour and you'll find the most unhinged, disgusting things you've ever seen anybody say. Like, before this drama, even Hasan said that, like, not to trust Bad Empanada, but once this drama hit, oh, all bets were off, dude. He's on our side for this one, boys. Listen to everything he's got to say. It's so funny how that shit works.
A lot of people who have problems with you.
I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something.
I was particularly angry during this episode entitled Snark Called CPS on Us because I hold Denims to be one of the primary reasons, in my opinion, why CPS was called. Another one of their friends, Froggy Tonic, had been spreading the same malicious rumor about me on Twitter for days before CPS was called as well.
I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know? Like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it. But fair enough. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure.
Now let me show you the tweets that Ian conveniently omitted. Me when my 3 kids ask me why they haven't seen me in the past 4 months. I was in my basement. How can you shun a fallen fan when they worry about their 3 kids when they can't be bothered to protect their dogs? Ethan was neglectful with his dogs. He's already been neglectful with his kids, and he will continue to be. As a child of a neglectful, bipolar, narcissistic dad, that's precisely why I worry about Ethan's kids. I explained it on the podcast, but the truth of the matter is, it's all a lie. It's all wrong.
I just love the fact that Ian pulls the ones that have nothing to do with CPS, so he doesn't have to bring it. Motherfucker put that shit 10 fucking feet away, and only time it ever came up, he was like, I'm gonna highlight this other point, and I'm gonna move on really, really fucking quick, because if I don't, I'm gonna look like a really scummy friend, which, congratulations, Ian, you look like a fucking cum goblin. You look like a cum falcon spreading AIDS across the country.
The man is talking about my children. He's painting me as a terrible parent, a neglectful parent, and saying that whose claim to fame as being Idubbbz' friend and former editor, is spreading malicious, damaging rumors about me that led to the CPS being called. Which, by the way, Ian does not explain one time. He did not mention why I'm angry at Froggy Tonic. He did not mention why I'm angry at Denims. He did not mention the name of the episode. He did not mention what the episode was about.
Bro fucking avoided the name Bad Empanada 2 like the fucking plague, which is a super clue. That is why Denims matters. That's the only reason why she exists in this thing, is because she signal boosted Bad Empanada. And they refute, they literally omit this whole thing. Look at Frogan, just happy she has friends, bro. Like, look at Frogan over here, just happy she has fucking any sort of friendship and relevancy to anything. What an absolute fucking failure in life.
Actually has a perfect opportunity to explain the CPS call, but watch what he does here instead.
Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit.
What other shit, Ian? Other shit is doing a lot of heavy lifting, man. Now, why does this matter? Because Anissa was yucking it up with these guys during the period in which they were spreading this rumor and when the CPS call was made. The CPS call...
Well, that's because Anissa is just like, please, Hasan, please fuck me the way you fuck Idubbbz. Please, please, Hasan, fuck me the way you fuck Idubbbz. Idubbbz hasn't had a fart that made noise in like 2 months. I know you spread his butt cheeks the right way. It's my turn, daddy. It's my turn. They're all fucking clowns, dude.
...is central to understanding this story. You cannot tell this story without that context. And to try to tell this story without including that detail, it would be the most bad faith, cruel, gaslighting hit piece of all time. Unfortunately, that's exactly what he did. He convinced his audience that the reason that I'm mad, that I'm lashing out, simply because I'm a raving lunatic, I'm crashing out, I'm just crazy and harassing his friends for no reason. And by the way, to my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial, weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help.
Someone who I've confided in over the years with my struggles with it, who understands what I've been through, the lengths that I've gone to work on.
Motherfucker, these two had like the most pathetic fucking therapy session on his podcast. On his fucking podcast, they just sat there and like slow jerked each other's dicks and like shot their own coom into each other's eyes, bro, while crying to each other about how they were so bad in the past and they weren't progressive enough. It was the most pathetic thing in the world. These guys were like the saddest like clown friends in the world until Ethan decided to step out of line, bro. The moment he stepped a little bit out of line, fucking Idubbbz and the fucking retard squad showed up in full force to do the dumbest shit ever made.
Myself and improve my mental condition. For him to throw that in my face, to characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing. One ridiculous point he keeps hammering on is that I'm hating on him, I'm harassing him, simply because he's following people on Twitter.
We're not going to run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I, is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
I'm not upset, Ian, because...
By the way, he needs to fucking end his camera is autofocused like a motherfucker, so it's like the whole time just jittering you a fucking round. But Ethan, my dude, if you want people to watch your shit and not have like violent vomit sessions, like I'm at the point that like I'm like fucking goofy-eyed, cross-eyed, and I'm starting to see fucking stars and shit, get that camera's autofocus turned the fuck off.
You follow people. That is absurd. I'm mad because you are actively engaging with these people on social media, in DMs, while this harassment is happening, seemingly indifferent to it, silent on it. In a sense, I felt like you were more on their side than my side.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause.
This is so fucking funny, dude. Of course it meant something. You don't fucking want to side with your friend. You want him to burn. You want his kids taken away. We get it, dog. We get what side you're on. We can see the cum shots that have dried around the edges of your mouth.
This relationship until you figure your shit out.
Our silence means something. That's exactly what we felt. Wow, it's almost like we were right about you. There's something that I've never talked about publicly, but around the same time, we received 2 human skulls in the mail at our home, which led us to having a very pleasant interview with the FBI.
What the fuck? No, dude. No fucking way. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I think anybody with a fucking functioning brainstem could have figured out that that Hasan and these guys' audience is one of the most vicious audiences on the entire fucking internet. These guys are in a cult, so they see somebody that steps out of line of the cult. All of us, it's like you see some of the most vicious people, like towards, because I grew up out west, right? I grew up out west, a lot of Mormons, and then there's a lot of people that leave the Mormon faith, and then they just fucking hate Mormons, right? They are the most vicious people toward Mormons ever, bro. And then the Mormons hate them well, the Mormons don't hate them. This is a bad example. I'm trying to think of a good example here, other than this is some shit you would see in a fucking VHS movie, bro. This is, I left the cult and now they're trying to get me, bro. They're mad, they're threatening me until I come back. They will, there is nothing that is too low for these fuckers to step to until you get back in line, you good little fucking oh, I'm in a cult. It's just, this is cult behavior, bro. Like, this is insane, bro. Why hasn't he talked about this up until now? Maybe the FBI, like, told him not to talk about it? I'm honestly interested. He better, like, cover this in this. He better not just leave it at, I got fucking skulls in the mail, because, I mean, yes, that's hard-hitting, but what the fuck's going on with the FBI shit? What's going on here, buddy?
Things have progressed well past the point of, that's just what the internet does. Ian had a recent revelation.
So he's not going to cover it. That's... Dude, I'm so interested in the fucking skulls now, bro. They sent you fucking skulls? Were they actual like dug up skulls, or are they like those were they off of like those ones that they used to have in fucking science rooms? Because now they're fake, but you can still obtain the old ones. I think it's possible to still obtain some of the old human remains skeletons for like science purposes. I think it's still possible to get those, so there's a chance that they're just like Jim Bob who donated his body to science. But I would like to know. I mean, it sucks that he's not putting any information on that, because of the fact that that's like one of the most wildly interesting things I have seen in this whole drama is Ethan Klein got skulls in the fucking mail. Jesus Christ.
Send it into a new person. He's achieved nirvana and discovered empathy at age 32.
I think only in these past couple of years have I gained the ability empathy, and I'm very ashamed to admit that. It sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 30.
This whole apology was one of the most pathetic things ever. Dude, I had the best fucking edit of this.
I've acquired empathy, but I have, and I've realized it because I just like can't help myself but
okay, the fact that he put the fucking bleach sword in, it's a bleach sword, dog. Like, I mean, it makes about as much sense as Idubbbz putting in him making fun of Elon Musk, but what a weird. I mean, I probably, if I was going after, if I did a pile up on the one Jewish friend I had, I probably wouldn't pull out my swasta sword. I probably wouldn't pull out the bleach sword for that. I would pick a different katana, but still a wild sticking point.
Like feel for other people's pain and suffering now. I'm still not perfect. I think that is, my empathy meter's only maybe like a quarter of the way filled up, potentially, but it's at least there.
In the spirit.
Wait, before we get too far, bro. Before we get too far.
Oh boy, Mr. Idubbbz.
Right here, bro. Right here.
We have never made that video.
We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
Oh, dude, it's so perfect. I mean, it's a shitty edit because I was very early into YouTube, but I'm sorry. He didn't mean a fucking word of that, bro. He just wanted to be able to virtue signal and then utilize the same tactics that Hasan and all these other fucking people and Ethan used to utilize for, like, to kind of cover up for all of their old bad behavior. They're like, oh, well, now I'm a better person, guys. Now I've seen the light. I've joined the cult that is the hyper-progressives, which means I'm a good person. All you other people are disgusting pieces of vile shit that I am fully able to make fun of in any fucking realm of whatever I say now is covered by the fact that I have empathy and I'm progressive. It was just a new way of bullying. That's how I saw it at the time, and that's how it still is to this day.
Of his newfound enlightenment, he had this to say.
I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it. The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons, and obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever on mine.
Bro looks so beat, bro, with his gold tooth and his shitty tattoos. He looks like a gay meth head pirate, bro.
I was morally grandstanding and acting as if...
But not like gay because he chooses, gay for the next hit, bro. He's gay for that next hit of meth, bro. He's just like, I need it, bro. I'll suck whatever I can, and he's just doing it to get that money up so that he can get that funny up, dog.
If I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on, and I'm not. I'm a human. I'm a real human who makes mistakes. And, I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's also indoctrinated a lot.
By the way, his fucking eagle tattoo on his chest looks mad white supremacy. Like, it looks like a fucking white supremacist tattoo. Every time I see it, he looks like he's about to, like, go to jail and get some swastika tattoos to match it.
People into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not.
What happened? Am I so uniquely evil that you're willing to abandon your newfound principles after, less than a year? What is it that I've done, Ian, that makes me more detestable than any of the other people that you've content copped? And for what did you do this? To revitalize your dying career? This entire video reeks of desperation, of being thrown together, and poorly researched. I don't really even understand why they did this, and I can't imagine that it's going to be worth it. Thanks for the 8 years of friendship, buddy. Have fun with your new friends.
Bro, it's just so bad, dude. The whole thing is so bad. It just looks so fucking terrible. The whole situation looks so fucking bad, and there's just no, it's so sad that Ethan could come on, bring up CPS, the skulls, which are nuts. Who the fuck gets skulls in the mail? What type of sadistic fucking community are you in where you think it's a good idea to send people fucking human skulls? Like, that serial killer, terrorist type, it's just fucking terrorist type shit. That is definitely fear-mongering to the point where it's like, you should be afraid we're sending you human skulls. Like, how else do you interpret that? There's no funny ha-ha about human skulls in the mail. There's not like, oh, you know what would be really funny? If we sent him a human fucking skull. That's not the same shit, bro. I don't know, dude. This is one of the most bad fucking faith things I've ever seen in my life. It's just disgusting. I don't understand what Ian thought he was gonna accomplish with this, because, I mean... he got views for it, sure. I mean, but anybody with any sort of functioning brain cells can watch that shit, and it just feels fucking off. It's boring, for one. For two, it's just all over the place, and it feels like Ian just crying about being pulled into the limelight over the shit. He's just throwing a little hissy fit, and then he literally cries at the end of the video like a big old fucking bitch, bro. He's like, I just want everything to be okay. It's so fucking, dude, the amount of AIDS that was sprinkled across that video was just pathetic. But that's all I got. That was the Ethan Klein response. We got one really new piece of information, and that was the human skulls, which is nuts. You'll have to let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. And like, subscribe, and comment, or dislike and leave a mean comment. I don't care. And that's all I got for that one.